This is Life's a Pitch TV. Main sponsor, DPS Tech. Also supported by Lakens, all about hearing. GBS Builders, Seckford Golf Club, Ashford Wright, John Keeble Cars, Venue 60, The Hudson Group, Sound 4 Pro Audio, Come Hither Design, and Suffolk Sound. Charities this year: Cancer Support Suffolk, Forget Me Not Golf, and Combat to Coffee. Why are you in such fine voice this week? What could it be? Welcome to the DPS Tech Arena for this week's edition of Life's a Pitch TV, where we are the pride of Anglia. And isn't there a little song that we were going to sing at that point?
We beat the scum 3-1. We beat the scum 3-1. We beat the scum 3-1. 3-1. We beat the scum.
We did! Marvellous, marvellous. They said, can we sing that one? Yeah, you can actually, yeah, you can. The funniest thing this week, I don't know if you listen to it, is Radio Norfolk's Canary Call. So it's on Listen Again on BBC Radio Norfolk. So if you want to have a good laugh this week, then go to Canary Call, where there are some very sad Canary fans. So I'm your host, Mark Murphy. Welcome to the show. Town fans, wherever you are watching or listening, you are most welcome. And a special welcome to those who watch the show and listen to the show in Norfolk, because for the last 16... You can boo that, by the way. I know for the last 16 years, they've had to endure hell going to work after we drew or lost to Norwich. So I think those people doing outreach work for us in Norfolk deserve a round of applause. There are plenty of them. Let me introduce to the team, Terry Butcher. It's Russell Osman. In the Sound 4 Pro Audio Production Suite, it's Richard Garrett. And our floor manager tonight is Sarah Jane. And we have a capacity crowd in. It's absolutely ram-jam solid in here this week. We've got a brilliant guest. And, of course, we're celebrating that 3-1 win against Norwich at the weekend. Isn't there a song about Boxing Day that we were going to sing? Do we know that one? That's the one.
Ipswich sing, the Norwich ran away. And we will fight forevermore because of Boxing Day. Oh, now the Ipswich sing, the Norwich ran away. And we will fight forevermore because of Boxing Day.
Excellent. I think they're probably the only ones we can sing now, unless we want to fill out various forms for YouTube and podcast and Suffolk Sound. We've got the Churchman Stand, sponsored by John Keeble Cars. The North Stand, sponsored by Ashford Wright. And let me introduce you to our very, very special guest. You may have seen him trying to hide in the capacity crowd in the North Stand, which was really quite impossible. It's Ipswich Town superfan, Fabio Wardley!
It's not a bad reception, eh? You did all right there.
That's all right, isn't it? Yeah, good stuff. It's so good to get you on the show. What do you think of beating Norwich 3-1?
Yeah. Look, long overdue, and a great performance from the boys as well. All through and through was there. Got to watch it. I'm sure there's a special segment dedicated to Jaden's goal, because that was special. Just the icing on the cake, really. But yeah, fantastic from the boys.
Russ, amazing.
Good performance, great support. The atmosphere was wonderful. Good goals, great goals. Any of them are good when they going against Norwich. So it was it's fantastic. But I mean, fair play to Jaden. He's nicked the ball in the tackle, and it's just nice to see somebody with the confidence just to have a go from that distance.
Someone was going to make a name for themselves, and it was him, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was definitely a contender.
We'll talk about that goal forever, won't we?
Oh, it's
Just like the Brian Gunn miss kick, and Malky Mackay hitting the crossbar, and
Can we mention-
Matthew's hat trick, and
Can we mention Brian Gunn's miss kick again, please?
yes,
It's nice, that.
Yeah, the Norwich keeper was doing a Brian Gunn impersonation, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And I thought he did it very well, to be honest.
yes.
I thought he was doing Superman at times.
It
wasn't
was
he?
Superman, yeah. But if I'm surprised from a boxing sort of analogy that the towel wasn't thrown in earlier by the Norwich coaches. It should have been. It should have been. But no, it was great. It was lovely. It's quite unique because then how do you celebrate after that? I know you can get absolutely smashed. And I would have done many years ago, but not now. But it's like, wow, this is like not common. Wow, well, what do we do and all that sort of thing. So yeah, it's
I think they had a good 5 minutes, didn't they, at the start of the game?
They started the game a little bit better, but the more the game went on, we got better
Just
and
went
better
away
and
from
better.
the-
And
it's
I
just
think in
lovely.
the end, it's more like Olays or all this sort of thing. Probably could have scored more if we'd really, been
Well, I hope we
ultra
didn't score
professional.
more because, every week I remember our dear friend Kevin Beattie, who predicted on Life's a Pitch when he was sitting where you guys are, that we would win 3-1, and we never did. And this weekend we did, and I had a message from his daughter Beattie to say that Emma Beattie to say that Dad would be very proud that his score prediction was right. So
would
well
be
done,
proud.
Beat. You got it right at last.
Mark,
It's only been 15 years.
and I thought the Philogene shot was like Kevin Beattie in his pomp. It really was. It's unsavable. I know the keeper sort of went up and tried to make an effort, but if he had really got a hand to it, it would have broken it. So there we go.
Yeah.
Get in.
Shall we have a look at the highlights? Is that all right, Fab?
Hey, you're in charge. You're in charge.
Is this where
Just
you
running
throw?
everything past you.
Is this where you throw a bucket of water down your leg? or something?
Well, several people have said to me I ought to do that every week because it was a lucky
Yeah,
charm.
you should do. Yeah.
So if you weren't watching or listening last week, I had my bottle of water here and it went all over everywhere. So it was a bit embarrassing when I walked out. People were
good
giving me
show, though.
strange looks, But anyway, I'm not going to do that tonight. So we are going to look at the highlights, though, courtesy of our friends at Town TV. Let's see how we won on Sunday.
Ipswich Town and Norwich City contest the first East Anglian derby since April 2024. Norwich have the kick-off. Kenny McLean gets the East Anglian derby, the first East Anglian derby of the season underway. And Cordoba has given it straight to Jaden Philogene on the left side. But now it's with Alex Palmer midway inside his own half, finding Leif Davis. Davis trying to break the lines into Hurst. That's a lovely ball, and Hurst in turn through to Schmolix. Is it? Cordoba gets there first and sees it through to Vladan Kovacevic. Can't see a good option for him further upfield, so plays it back to Darrow O'Shea. Hurst now taps it first time into Kayusta. Brilliant play from Ipswich Town. And now Philogene trying to break forward. Stacey gets across. Opts against it. Schmolix was making that run though into that right channel, and now O'Shea will try and find Davis, who's tucked in field. Davis with the chest control, lovely piece of control from Davis, and it's knocked out to Sindra Waller-Egley, and now Schmolix right side of the penalty area delivering in, and it's just over Jaden Philogene at the back post. Away. Quite a bit of strength as that's a ball from Sindra Waller-Egley. What a ball, and it's just held up in the wind. It's Hurst up against his man. Philogene through though! Philogene has put it in the back of the net, but it won't stand because a foul has been given against George Hurst on Harry Darling. But Furlong spotted it, and Kayusa has just rolled his man Matson, but then run into trouble, and Schwartau dispossesses him high up the field. Schwartau into the penalty area, left-footed effort, straight at Alex Palmer at his near post. Has to beat it away for a corner kick, able to turn away from Matson, and now finding Waller-Egley. And look at the blue shirt stream forward. Sindra Waller-Egley trying to chop in field, lifting it towards the back post. Philogene there, Kovacevic came up. Philogene again with the corner from the far side, and it comes towards the back post, nodded down towards Kipray, and blows it! Cedric Kipray in the derby. Lift off at Palmer Road. Out to Stacey. Chernach trying to run in behind Davis. Davis looking to recover, and he does so, slides in. Gets in the way of the attempted cross from Ante Chernach, and it's a Norwich City corner kick. Appearance in the East Anglian derby. There's going to be that outswinger from Fisher, high towards Darling at the back post. Might drop for Schwartau, and it's deflected in. And Ipswich Town's lead has lasted just a matter of minutes. As Furlong plays that down the line. McLean underneath it. Matasiwa wins it ahead of Matson and now plays it into Kayusta. And Kayusta is sliding it forward to Hurst. The flag has stayed down. Hurst into the penalty area. Hurst across goal and wide. Now Josh Sargent onto his left foot. Sargent, tame effort. Straight at Alex Palmer. He would have hoped to have done much better with that. Now Furlong heading it forward towards Waller-Egley. Fisher seemed to climb over the back of Waller-Egley there. And then loose ball for Philogene. Philogene turning away from Matson. Philogene on his left! Goodness! One of the greatest Derby Day goals you will ever see! Jaden Philogene from all of 25-30 yards! Off the underside of the crossbar! And that's read by Matson. Norwich win it. Here's Topic, Kayusta trying to slide in, clean challenge, brilliant challenge from Jens Kayusta. And now can he start an Ipswich counter-attack? Waller-Egley on the halfway, finding Schmolix down the line. Schmolix into Hurst, it's George Hurst! By the penalty spot, and then Schwartau, the Norwich City goal scorer, just left of the Ipswich penalty area, finding Topic with the effort, and it's into the side netting. Winning it cleanly on that far side. And O'Shea long downfield first time, and then Cordoba and Schmolix wrestling, and Schmolix might be in behind Darling here. It's Schmolix, and just couldn't get the power behind the shot to his Cedric Kipre, just on the edge of his own penalty area. The man who scored Ipswich Town's first goal this afternoon, finding the roof of Vladan Kovacevic's net. Davis into Hurst, flag has stayed down. It's George Hurst, he's for the rapid across goal, is he? And he can't find Waller-Egley. Well, George Hurst, I'm not quite sure what he was trying to do. Whether he was trying to find a teammate. Anyway, here's Waller-Egley from range, blocked by Cordoba. What a big opportunity. Davis with a wonderful ball forward. And Hurst, you feel, just needed to be selfish. Furlong crossing in from the right, towards Hurst. Hurst rising. Philogene just over. And playing it back to Leif Davis. Davis has space to deliver this ball towards Sam Schmolix. Cleared only as far as Darnell Furlong. Furlong letting the ball bounce and then just playing it across to Sindra Waller-Egley. Too cute from Waller-Egley. Approaching the penalty area now, into the box. He's got options. Schmolix lets it run for Furlong, and the flag is raised against Darnell Furlong. But Matasiwa slides it down the right side for Schmolix. Schmolix into the box now. Kovacevic gets a fist to it. Drops a Philogene. Still inside the penalty area. Kayusta just tries to slide it goalwards, and then it rebounds high into the sky. Kovacevic catches. Just in terms of the Ipswich shape, Jack Clark has come to this left side, and Jaden Philogene has moved over to the right. Nunez might spot the run. Adon is through here. Adon! Yes! Puts it wide. It's off the boys! It's 3-1! And surely 16 years of hurt are over. Is that the goal that ends the hoodoo?
But there was a hint of offside. I'd love to see it again. Oh, Philogene pulling off trips on the right hand side.
Away from Mahovo, trying to break into the penalty area. Mahovo recovering. Corner kick. Nunez to take this corner from the far side. In it comes towards Adon, and Adon has headed it just wide. I'd say actually his performance away at Bristol City was a bit of an exception, because usually he has such an impact when he comes off the bench. Here's Jack Clark looking to make another impact of himself, and he's been fouled just outside the Norwich City penalty area.
And they're just screaming for Nunez.
I think Cedric Kipre has just been announced as player of the match, as Akpom has it. Nunez wanted it, but Akpom's into the box, and it's saved by the legs of Kovacevic. Akpom wanted to bag his first Ipswich goal. They'll only be 3 points off Leicester City again with that game in hand. Leicester in third. As the final whistle blows, and the long wait to beat Norwich City is over. 16 years without a win against the old enemy, and that record has dissipated, much to the delight of the Blue Army.
Fantastic. Thank you to Town TV. Wasn't that spectacular? Wow. Fabio, you were sitting there watching that with a big smile on your face.
Honestly, we could replay that again, put it on all evening.
Yeah. Just put it on a loop.
It gets better and better the more you watch it. Same with the Jaden goal as well. But through and through for the boys, I think it was a brilliant performance all the way through. And Kipre as well, like him getting that goal aside, he had a great performance through that game as well. So well-deserved man of the match. But overall, just all the boys on the pitch really didn't let the occasion get to them, but put the right amount of passion, grit into it as well, and played obviously to the full.
And you've got to know them all pretty well. Obviously, some new arrivals over the summer, but you know them all very well. So you feel it like we all do when we get a win like that.
Yeah, it has a bit of a kind of, I guess, a bit of a different feel to it when you know them, when you know either how hard they're training or how much it means to them. When you speak to them a bit more kind of on a bit of a personal level, to see them get the win and come off and get the praise that they deserve, obviously hits home a bit better as well.
Russ, sweet, wasn't it?
It was very sweet. I thought there were some terrific performances, and it's hard to pick your man of the match really when you think of all the good performances that were on the pitch there. One for me was Leif Davis. I've never been his biggest fan as a defender, but I thought, and whether this has got anything to do with playing alongside Kipre, he actually defended well. He stayed at left back and supported the play from there. Still got forward, but it was as if Kipre had said to him, listen pal, first and foremost, you do your job back here. And then he sort of allowed him to get forward when the time was right. So that made us more solid in that area. There were no big holes there that we've been guilty of producing at will, really. Again, fantastic from the left-hand side. So it looks like we've got a bit of a threat coming down the left-hand side. Well supported by Furlong. Matusiwa was fantastic in midfield. And the rest of the lads just did the jobs. It was terrific.
Would you say that's our strongest team now? That's the team that he'll pick probably week in, week out.
Yeah.
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 And why not? You beat Norwich, you deserve to have another go, I think. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, hang on. You beat Norwich. You beat Norwich. You beat Norwich. You beat Norwich. You beat Norwich.
Yeah.
You beat Norwich.
Let's talk about Philogene goal. I mean, you singled it out, Fabio, before we went on air, and obviously since we've been on air. I mean, it was just magic to watch, wasn't it? That little flick running through and then wallop.
Yeah, look, it was just. It also so smooth, almost effortless. Obviously the turn, the play, and everything he did, and just strolled up to it. It was so casual in a sense of just hit the ball so clean, and the ball barely wasn't even spinning. It was just gliding through the air, and you could just, as it was. I think it was one of those moments for everyone, especially me watching, but everyone that was in the stadium was watching it go and was like. You could feel the anticipation build, like, no, surely not. No. Oh, it's done it, and everyone's going nuts. It was crazy.
Is it a bit like you swinging the best punch that you've ever swung? And then you've hit somebody and you thought, I never even felt that.
Yeah,
so
to be fair, it's very similar as well. Because when you hit you hit the right punch, right time it right, it all feels just smooth as butter. And you almost don't feel it hit your hand, hit your knuckle, the impact, whatever. It just feels like you've glided straight through it, and it's the same with a shot like that.
We felt like that with the elbow. It was brilliant all the time. It felt so good. Yeah, it felt so sweet. Yeah, with the elbow.
Josh Sargent, we were kind of a bit worried about. We were a bit worried about him, but nothing, was there?
Kept
nothing
his back
at all.
pocket.
Yeah,
he's still there, I think.
Yeah. But on here we've been saying about Kipre starting the game, and he did, and he took his chance really well, both hands. And you could see the joy when you score. It's lovely when you score against that mob up the road, of course. But it was a special goal, and he was in and out of the team, and I think he's got to stay in the team now and have a really good run there. That's a good partnership that we've got now.
Yeah, you can't put on a performance like that, score a goal. There's not much, if anything, left on the tick box for a performance like that to go, well, I don't deserve to be in the next week's team, or the next game's team, sorry.
It was just an all-round really good performance, wasn't it? It was just a lovely day out, really. Sky was blue, which was an omen.
Weather was shining, yeah, all of it.
Yeah, the only thing, but starting the game, we weren't really out of the blocks that quickly, but we sort of, steadied the ship and then got going.
Some of O'Shea's distribution to begin with.
Yeah. Well, that happens. He's trying to force it, and he's trying to do, But at the end of the day, we'll go on here. Have the confidence to go and do that.
And George Hurst, should he have had a crack at goal when he passed it across the goal?
Well, he could have scored 3 goals, couldn't he? Quite easily. But The thing about George is he's probably not a natural finisher like his old man was, not as good as that, but he's got that capacity to get in behind. He's a good runner. He times his runs really well. Then it's about finding targets in the goal. When he had that chance as well coming in from the left, I thought just put it through the keeper's legs, because he's done that before already this season. Just nutmeg him because there was a big hole there.
But as he's got there, he's probably thinking the way we play and the way Kieran coaches them, in those certain areas, you're expecting players to be in and around that 6-yard box, because he's described goals before where they've played it out from the back and the interaction from the players, and when that happens, something else happens, and then that frees the person on the far side of the 18-yard box to get in the 6-yard box. And it just happened that they were just one person short, and I think it was Townsend. Townsend cut a ball back, was it last season somewhere, maybe the season before, and Kieran went to great depths explaining how it had all happened and who was where and why that happened, and the end product was somebody tapping it in. All we missed is the last...
But a great 3-1 win, but what's also exciting is that, we can see where there could even be further improvement.
Well, there will be. Yeah. I mean, because the more they play together, the more they will get better. You can start to see that with the confidence, and you start to see the partnerships building up all over the pitch. And it's great to see Jack Clark get on, because he gets a tap in whenever he scores, and he puts it in the back of the net. Yeah. So it was really pleased for him. Really pleased for the scorers, and really pleased that we got goals at the end of good moves as well. I mean, Nunez's pass was a great pass. Azon was unlucky, but we had people there to get the rebound.
Aguilar's early balls in behind people. Puts people on the back foot like Chappers used to do. He used to spin it in behind people. And he's, in the games he's played, he's coming off that right flank and he's hit 3 or 4 shots that he's hit really, really cleanly, and he's been unfortunate that defenders have got blocks in there. It won't be long before he moves in there and fires one in the back of the net.
He's different on the right side of Gelly, isn't he? He's different on that right side because he's not a Burns and he's not a
fantastic
and all
flick
that.
though, wasn't it?
Yeah, but he's one that you sort of think, well, he's very young and he's just learning how to play football in England, and he's learning how to play with all these really good players. And it will mature. It will become really good. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And we're well on the way now to having a pathway and saying, right, this is the team. These are people that can come in and take the place because they want a chance as well. It's eager, it's hungry, it's competitive. I mean, you couldn't ask for much more as a coach. And you sort of think, well, yeah, we are going to get better and better and climb this league.
The one thing I did enjoy was, I don't know whose decision it was at the club to put Nunez on the front of the programme. I mean, that was just inspired, wasn't it? There he is up on screen for those who are watching on YouTube. When he came on, he was always going to come on as a sub, wasn't he? You know?
Yeah, always. He was always coming on. I think that set the tone as well for the day of kind of how we were going to approach the game and how we were going to go about things. We were going to get at them, get in their face and stick it on them really and get stuck into the match. And that really just kind of set the pace for the morning of like, this is how we're going about our work today.
When I scored against Norwich, it was at Carrow Road, and I didn't want to go and get a flag and wave it because it had that bloody canary on it. So, yeah. If you're going to score at home and get the home flag, yeah.
You blow your nose on it, did you?
Blew my nose on it. Yeah. I took it into the toilets, but that's another story.
I mean, his celebrations at the end were absolutely wild. I mean, he's a blue, isn't he? He's a blue now.
Through and through.
Yeah, and I think he's got his own little song. Do we want to attempt that today? Nunez. See?
Simple but effective.
Yeah.
That's memorable.
Subtle.
But it was just great, and that was a fantastic pass of his through, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I want to see more of that.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, their midfield was, I think they were starstruck, or they were just in a different world because they were bypassed and beaten so easily. Matthew Seawer and Karius, and then Karius comes off, and then Nunez comes on. They must have gone, oh my goodness, they're everywhere. But they overran the ball a couple of times and presented the midfield players to play that pass through. But the most important thing is you've got to have runners. You've got to have people to pass it to, which goes beyond. And that's what they're looking for. That's how they've been coached. It goes back, they're on the shoulder of the last man, and they're ready to go. So, it's all coming together really well. Yeah. It was a beautiful day. It was a lovely day for us.
And I think
the
stats now, because there's always this debate, isn't there, as who's the pride of Anglia? Not in this part of the world, there isn't that debate, of course, but, we know who is the pride of Anglia. But actually, the stats now back that up. So I think we can put them up on our screen. So English Championships, Ipswich Town 1, Norwich 0. English runners-up, Ipswich Town 2, Norwich 0. European Cups, Ipswich 1, Norwich 0. Seasons in Europe, Ipswich 12, Norwich 1. Latest European season, 2002-2003 for Ipswich, Norwich 1993-1994. Most notable European wins, Barcelona, Real Madrid, AC Milan, Inter Milan for Ipswich Town, Norwich, and they still celebrate it, don't they? The Jeremy Goss goal, Bayern Munich, for goodness sake. FA Cups, 1 to Town, none to Norwich. Hey. We'll gloss over seasons in the Premier League because that stat doesn't really matter. And the League Cup, we don't talk about that either. Most successful managers, shall I do Norwich first? Ken Brown and Paul Lambert. And then you cross over to Ipswich Town and it's Sir Bobby Robson and Sir Alf Ramsey. There is no comparison, is there? And it's now East Anglian Derby wins, Ipswich Town 43, Norwich 42. There you go. The natural order has been restored. Fantastic. I love it. Brilliant. Yes, and I used to work with quite a lot of Norwich fans at my old workplace. Bless them. And top East Anglian goal scorers. Johnny Walk 18, Trevor Wymark 13, Maras 12, Ray Crawford 8, Eric Gates 7, Norwich City 6 in European games. So, there are so many stats that we are on top. You ever come across I remember when you had your press call, Fabio, for one of your fights, you came out in blue and white and your opponent was roundly booed for daring to come on the Portman Road pitch in a yellow shirt.
Yeah, this is almost becoming a bit of a played out joke with some of my opponents. I think I've had this at least twice, maybe even 3 times, where they always think it's a good idea to pull out that I don't know, I'll keep it PC, that not very nice shirt on the hallowed turf that is Portman Road. So but it's never really worked out for him in the end. It always seems to not go their way. So maybe that's a bit of a bad omen for them.
Does that wind you up more than, or do you just keep it calm and cool and collected?
First time around, I was probably a little bit annoyed, and then second time it becomes a bit of an obvious go-to, an obvious joke, and I'm a bit like, I'm also kind of happy in a sense because, all right, well, we saw what happened to the first person that did this, so it's going to come back around and grab you as well. So it always works out pretty well.
Yeah, and is that like every opponent you face? Do you actually hate him and you want to knock his head off and things like this? Do you have to control yourself?
No, not at all. Actually, it's probably quite the opposite. Most of my opponents, bar a couple, I actually have no actual issue with, problem with, real aggression towards, really, but once I get through the ropes, it's a different game. It's a different story. I don't care if you're my best pal 5 minutes ago. It's game on once we hop in.
Same for you guys on the pitch, wasn't it?
I like that. Yeah. Very similar. Very similar. You do that face-to-face bit and all that sort of thing. You stand nose to nose and all that sort of thing. But you're looking down on most of them, aren't you? But
yeah. Yeah. It's all part of the kind of, I guess, pantomime in a sense, but the build-up and the play, and you all get face-to-face, and a lot of people try and read quite a bit into it, and he blinked first and he looked away first, and all of these kind of extra little games.
Do you practice that in the mirror? Staring yourself out.
Before, I think my first one, I was like this, nose to nose. No, yeah, a lot of people kind of play around with it and try and grab a bit more from it than really information it gives you. It's not really a lot there, so try not to read into it too much.
Should have walked down the tunnel behind him with him banging the walls and the doors and kicking them and shouting and screaming.
I'll G you up. I'll get you going.
I used to like doing that. I used to like staring at the players, the opposition, just really looking at them, letting them know, and just looking to see what their reaction would be and everything. I like that. It was good.
It's quite a scary stare. I've experienced it a few times since I've known.
Well, you try and make it scary, but
yeah, no, it works.
But you know, us and we were on his team.
But you know, on the pitch, you can do the business. So that's the confidence that you have to do that.
Okay, right, we've got a challenge for you now because it is time for you to decide on who is the player of the week, sponsored by GBS Builders. I'm going to start with Fabio.
Me personally, I guess it seems like a bit of an obvious one to go with because obviously he was man of the match, but it is going to be Kipro for me because, again, the goal aside for me, I think he put a fantastic performance across the board. So, yeah, he'll be the one for me.
Yeah, we've been singing his praises on the show for a few weeks. So, Russ?
I agree with my pundit guest here.
Okay. You don't
Not
really
gonna
want to
argue.
disagree, do you?
I'm not that daft.
Terry?
Whatever you say, Fabio. Yeah.
So our GBS Builders Player of the Week is, surprise, surprise, Cedric Kipre. Just a word about the women losing at the weekend, but it's a big step up for them, and they are doing all right. It was a very close game, so we'll keep a watchful eye on them and hopefully get some of them on the show in the very near future. Let's talk about you, Fabio, if we can.
It's my favourite subject.
That's good. That's good. So when did you start boxing?
I first put on a pair of gloves just over 10 years ago now. So I started, especially in boxing terms, very late. I started when I was 20 years old, and started at kind of a local gym to me, and just got involved with it, not because I had these grand dreams of becoming a professional boxer or doing all these things I seem to have achieved so far, just for a bit of fun, in a sense, to challenge myself. I enjoyed the training, pushing myself and things like that. So that was the only reason I kind of got involved with it, and it's just kind of, I've hopped on this roller coaster and it's just taken off.
So did someone sort of say to you, take you to one side and say, actually, Fabio, you've got something here?
Yeah, so again, I was training very casually, just having fun with it, enjoying it. And the guys at the gym said to me, we've got like a show coming up. Do you want to get involved? We'll have an opponent for you. You'll have a little fight. And I thought, yeah, that'll be a good laugh. Like, we'll have some fun, get some friends down and stuff. So I had a few of those. I had a few bouts like that. And after, I think it was the second or third, someone pulled me to the side and said, look, we think you're pretty good. We'd be interested in turning you professional. And I at the first thought, I thought they were joking. Like, I'd only been boxing, I think by this point, maybe a year and a half, something like that. So it wasn't really something I took them initially too seriously on, but then like a little bit later, they organised a meeting and things like that. And next thing you know, kind of the wheels were turning really, and I was thrust into professional boxing. So I just kind of jumped in at the deep end, and I've just been swimming ever since, really.
Yeah, swimming very well, I have to say.
I'm staying afloat. I'm staying afloat.
Professional boxing, I mean, it's showbiz surrounding you, isn't it? So how difficult was it to make that adjustment with everything else that's going on around, just aside from the boxing?
Yeah, it's a funny one. The transition from kind of obscurity, I guess, to then being plonked in front of a camera and, in a sense, having to perform. I think for a lot of it, especially in the early days, it was just walk and talk and pretend like you've been here for 10 years when I really hadn't. I'd been nowhere near a camera or anything like that at all. So I was very much just finding my feet, but just putting a face on like I was supposed to be here, like I'd been doing this for years, and it would all come very normal and natural to me. So it was just kind of finding my feet in them early days, especially. And
unbeaten as a pro.
So far, so good. Haven't lost. Had some good scraps along the way, some good fights, some good moments, some real good occasions. So all going well, all going to plan so far. So long may it continue.
When do you get used to getting hurt? Do you not feel it? Like, is the adrenaline pumping that much that when someone whacks a good one on you, that you just like brush it off and get on with it? But I'm thinking like the first time you start
how much lights,
boxing,
camera, adrenaline, everything's going on. If someone cracks you properly, you're like, oh, okay, yep, felt that. You've got to take a little second to yourself. I think it's the game to it is kind of not letting on that it's got to you or that it's hurt you or you've proper felt it, because I've had it in a few fights where they've caught me pretty well early on and I wasn't so good with a poker face and things, and they see you and you see them, so they see that they've hurt you and you see them recognise it, and you're like, oh no, here we go. Because
clock me.
Yeah, once they see it, they're like, okay, full steam ahead. They'll try and jump on you, and you're like, oh no, I'll give the game away a bit. Yeah. So yeah, you kind of have to put a bit of a.
So your
mindset
mindset is disguise it. Even 100%. Though it hurt, it's like, well, 100%. I'm not going to show it.
Yeah, I'm not going to let you know.
Do you look at the videos of the boxers that you're going to face? Do you get all that instruction just like they do in football and things like that?
Yeah. Between me and my team, we have breakdown videos, clips, running through drills, sequences, like we'd call them, of kind of things they've done in previous fights, habits they may have, or situations they like to be in, situations they don't like to be in, and working around how to kind of piece all that together in the best way, or giving you the best outcome, keeping them uncomfortable and keeping you in whichever best position obviously they don't like.
Yeah. So they work on combinations, and you break down their combinations of attacking moves.
It's very long in the sense of it's not necessarily even combinations. It's when they get hit, they tend to defend like this. Either they lean one way, they lean the other. That means if you're going to throw that punch, follow it with a punch that hits over there or hits over there, and things like that. And you look at those people have innate like little habits. If they get caught in a certain way, and their body will react the certain way pretty much every time. So it's about forcing them moments in certain occasions, or you hit them and they like to back off, or you hit them and they actually come at you. So you got
to remember this while the fight's going on.
Yeah, all whilst getting punched in the face. You're like, what was that drill we did 4 weeks ago when and then he's hit you and then again. Yeah. So it's a fun little game.
But when you're actually in the ring, and then you walk in and all that sort of thing, there's been so many weeks of preparation and all that sort of thing. What do you have just before? What's your pre-fight meal, or do you have anything special in there?
Nothing particularly extravagant or anything like that. It's just about.
You don't have raw meat or anything like that, bull's blood. You don't have bull's blood and glass of
spinach.
Spinach.
Some of those are a little bit outdated. No raw eggs or anything like that at all. It's more so just like you stop, especially while I'm in camp, in training, I stop looking at food for kind of enjoyment or it being nice. I almost treat myself as like a car where I just need the right fuel to get me through whatever training I've got coming up. And it's the same prior to a fight. I'll make sure I'm getting a certain amount of carbs in, things like that, proteins, whichever else, to just fuel me for the fight that's coming up.
And the walk-on music, do you have a special
so I've kept the same song for, I don't know, maybe at least kind of 15 fights or so now, I think, which is a mix between, it starts with a song called Simon Says by Pharaoh Monk, who he has a real kind of big like beat and bass drop to it and kind of gets you amped up a bit, and then it drops into a different song made by Roy Jones Jr., who was a boxer himself, who went on to make some music and things, called Can't Be Touched. And then that's what I've always come out to for as long as I can remember now.
Well, I've never heard of those, but well done. Yeah.
It's working.
I'll put them on your iTunes. Yeah.
Don't change it, whatever you do.
Well, you had walk-on music when you ran out, didn't you, back in the day? Enter the Gladiators, wasn't it?
It was called Enter the Gladiators, but it was mainly used by the clowns in the circus. And whenever they played it, you walking out like, oh my God.
Oh, no.
Mr. Pat's favourite though, wasn't it?
Mr. Pat
and Mr. John, they used to love it.
Do you know, I was very pleased to hear Edward Ebenezer Brown on Sunday.
Fantastic, wasn't it?
You know, we used to use that as our opener on Life's a Pitch back in the day, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, so... we didn't like it then, did we? But I think we like it now, don't we?
But everybody was singing.
That was brilliant. Yeah. It was brilliant. They should use that lots and lots and lots.
Yeah.
What was it like fighting at Portman Road?
Oh, special.
I mean, these two boys have done it a few times.
Yeah,
but,
that's all right for them. They get to do it every week. I get like a one shot and done. But yeah, look, I'd go back every week if I could. It was it was crazy. It was like surreal and special. It was everything. It had it all in the sense of like, because the occasion itself, with the build up and stuff, and there's a lot of anticipation, and obviously it's me in my hometown. I'm really wanting it to go well, and there people to turn up. To be honest, I don't want to turn up and no one's there. So the weather and stuff was not so good that day. Rain was pouring, and I was on my way to the stadium thinking, oh no, everyone's just going to sack this off, because it's a bit different for a boxing show that there's seats on the pitch as well, so there's no cover to keep people dry and stuff. But turned up, and obviously get there, evening goes on, I'm about to walk out, because at no point when I was in the change room did I go out and have a look, so I didn't actually really have an idea of how many people were actually there and stuff. We know what kind of ticket sales and things, but people change their mind, maybe look at the weather and think, oh no, I'm not up for this. So when I did finally do my ring walk, I came up the steps, looked out, and I just saw this sea of blue and white, and I was like, oh. Everyone's actually come. The rain hadn't put no one off. Everyone was there in their ponchos and singing and chanting, and yeah, I took a bit of moment to myself at the top of the stage to kind of just pace back and forth and just take a second, soak it up, appreciate it, and then took the walk down to the ring and got on with my job.
Yeah, just like these guys making their debuts at Portman Road. You know, it's a very special moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is, but we lost. I lost.
Oh.
That wasn't so special. No.
What about you, Russ? Did you win or lose?
1-0 against
Okay.
Arsenal. Brian Talbot scored, I think September the 19th, 1979.
Okay, very good. Is
about
that a
the
quiz
only thing I
question, Nathan? I'm
remember.
not sure. But you've got a big one coming up. Tell us about this.
I do. After that, obviously, great win at Ipswich. We didn't stop. We keep things moving. So
Yeah.
on the 25th October, I'll be back at the O2. I'll be fighting for the interim world title, which means a shot after I get past my opponent Joseph Parker. It will be a shot for the full world title against Alexander Usyk, who currently holds all of the heavyweight titles in the division. So it won't just be a shot at one belt; it will be a shot at all of them, which is an incredible opportunity to be able to have. So the O2 back there as well, somewhere I've been to before, somewhere I've headlined before, and a fantastic venue as well, especially for boxing. It's a bit of a cauldron in a sense. Everyone's kind of just on top of each other, and once it's packed out and everyone's cheering and singing, it has a real kind of special feel.
And they're true boxing fans, aren't they? Filling that space.
Yeah, they love it. They absolutely love it. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one. It's going to be. I think I've got a weird feeling that it's going to be something special on that night.
I think it will be as well. And so, training-wise, thank you for taking the time out to talk to us.
Pleasure.
But are you full on at the moment?
Yeah, full on, all full steam ahead. We're in our last kind of, where are we? I've got another 2.5 weeks to go. So it's just kind of all hands on deck, full steam ahead, just getting things going and putting all the finishing touches on things, really. We've done the real hard bulk of training. Now we're at the back end, but we're just kind of sharpening everything up and making sure we're ready for the big night.
We were obviously training, and one of the things that Bobby Ferguson used to say about us is skipping. He said, "Do you still? Is it still part of your workout and still part of the
it's
preparation?"
still in there. It's great for footwork, and just there's a lot of moments, obviously, in a boxing room where you're bouncing on your toes and you're trying to jump in and jump out and just keep nice and fluid and not get caught flat-footed. That's where you can find a lot of problems with yourself in the ring, getting caught flat and just cold in a sense, and that's when you can usually get knocked out like that. If you're nice and light on your feet, you can kind of take the edge off a punch or something like that.
Have you seen the Matchroom documentary?
I haven't
on
watched it as
Netflix?
of yet. No, I haven't
Brilliant.
watched it as of yet.
Brilliant.
But
If
the team
anybody's
has, they'll
interested in
take it.
watching it, you know, Barry Hearn, Eddie Hearn, and their story of the boxing and the darts and how they promote it all, and when they take it into Saudi and stuff like that, and obviously with Frank Warren and Queenbury and stuff like that. It's a good watch, by the way. If you're still on YouTube, you might be able to get on there
Flick
after you've
across.
watched our programme.
It's nice to see the football club supporting you as well, isn't it? And you supporting the football club. And back in the day, you were the same with the Ipswich Witches, weren't you? At the time of John Louis,
Yeah.
you were all very successful at the time and sharing the different sports with each other. The Witches doing very well this season as well, aren't they? So
Yeah.
fingers crossed.
Yeah,
Depending on when you watch or listen to this, they may have won or maybe not. But we wish them all the best.
Yeah.
But
they
you
beat Leicester the
spent
other
a lot of
day.
time with them, didn't you?
Yeah, it was everybody was together. It was one big family.
Yeah.
And you're part of that family now as well, which is brilliant. So yeah, it's just it gives you more confidence. It gives you a lot of hope. But you're very pleased that that's the circumstances. That's the way it is because you've been born here. You've been brought up as an Ipswich fan. And, you know, obviously we had people like Russell coming in, but became Ipswich fans and became Ipswich people and accepted by the family. And it's really nice. You're one of our own. So, yeah, that's the
It
best
is
way.
very much like that, like a family. That's probably the strongest thing I've got from it, from being so closely attached to the club, is even when like my fights are coming up and things like that, all the boys are texting me. Either they're trying to make it if they can, or they're texting me support, or even after my fights are done, I'm seeing them put like pictures and stories up and then watching me winning and things like that. So it's not just like all the best, mate. They're actually really avidly supporting and wanting me to do well, which is a fantastic feeling as well.
Great.
It's that winning mentality, isn't it?
Have we ever had a boxer before that has gone so far and doing so well? Have you had that before at the club? Well, not at the club, but with Ipswich.
David Starry.
Yeah,
Oh,
David
David
Starry
Starry.
had a good run.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a good go.
I've had a Suffolk punch.
Oh, yeah.
I've pulled out a few of those.
Well, look, we wish you all the very best. We're going to put you through a sporting challenge in a little while, but it won't hurt you. It's gentle, okay? So don't panic. We don't want to hurt you before the match. So
All right,
for now,
sounds good.
Fabio Wardley. We've got a Christmas show coming up. It's at Venue 16 on the 16th of December. This raising money for Cancer Support Suffolk. If you want to join us, you can scan the QR code or you can go to www.cancersupportsuffolk.co.uk. Click on events. Book your tickets there. We'll be having a special golf day for our other charity, Forget Me Not Golf, and also our end of season dinner will be raising money for Combat to Coffee. But our Life's Pitch TV Christmas special, Tuesday 16th of December, raising money for Cancer Support Suffolk. And I can tell you that our special guest is going to be one Tony Mowbray. There is one small caveat to that. He said he's really happy to do it. It's in his diary. He said, but what happens if I get another managerial job? And I said, oh. And he said, don't worry, I will still come as long as there's not a midweek game. So let's pray that wherever he goes, there's not a midweek game. And that Mogger is our special guest, which will be brilliant. So get your tickets now. A full Christmas dinner. It's just brilliant. Tables are going already, so don't miss out. Just head to www.cancersportsuffolk.co.uk. Click on events. Time for this week's Ask the Legends. Yes, they're both going. Oh,
boxing question.
Tony's here from Seckford Golf Club to ask the questions. At the moment, it's Russell Osman 6, Terry Butcher 8. And I think, is it Russ to go first this week?
Yes,
Okay,
it sure is.
Russ to go first. So, Tony, over to you.
Okay, so home or away?
I'll go away.
2 points if you get it right.
Be right up your street. Okay, so going away first. There are two players who have been sent off 13 times in English football. Both called Roy. You need to get both of them to get your 2 points.
Okay, so just repeat that again.
Two players who've been sent off the most times in English football is 13 times each. And they're both called Roy.
Yeah.
One's obviously very easy.
One, I think the crowd
and one is very hard.
muttering, and I think we should.
But as a little clue, you would have played around that time.
I know the
Anything more you want to tell them about it at all? You know, is it start with this
I
and
would
end
have said
with
the
this and
same
all
to
that?
you, Terry. Absolutely. We love you both equally.
So, Russ, what do you think?
well, Roy McDonough's got to be one.
Correct.
Who's the other one then? Don't look at me like that. Roy. Can't be Roy Keane.
Well, what are you saying?
Are you saying Roy Keane?
I'm saying Roy Keane.
Correct.
Yay!
It's Roy McDonough. I didn't think you might not know him.
The crowd were all on the Roy Keane, weren't we?
Yeah,
2 points, Russ.
Thank you.
Brings it to 8-8. Terry.
You should have just said, apart from Roy Keane, there's another one.
Yeah, but he
still
knew that
would've got
one.
it, yeah. Yeah.
So, home for you to get a point.
I'll go home, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, this is an Ipswich Town legend that we're going to talk about here. There's one Ipswich legend who's got the honour of being the only player ever to be able to do this. He won 2 Division 3 South medals, Division 2 medal, winner's medal, and a Division 1 medal winner. So which Ipswich legend was it? And your choice is Ted Phillips, Larry Carberry, or John Ellsworthy.
Good luck.
Do you want to run through that again?
So he's the only person ever to have done this in football. So he's won 2 Division 3. So he's won Division 3, Division 2 and Division 1 as champions. Was it Ted Phillips, Larry Carberry or John Ellsworthy?
I'll go Ted Phillips.
John Ellsworthy.
John Ellsworthy.
Hit the post, mate.
Yeah, move on, will you?
It's 8-8. Well done, Russ. Pulling it back this week.
Get in there. What's the score now? What's the score
Okay,
now?
it's time for our challenge for our guests. It's time for Life's a Pitch and Putt, sponsored by Seckford Golf Club. So, Fabio, I just have to say that they are just plasterboard walls. So please, just be a little bit careful how you hit the ball. Are you a golfer, mate? You play golf a little bit?
I've touched my clubs in about 2 years.
2 years since you played. Okay, all right. So you've got 6 balls basically. Tony will help you. 6 balls, and you've got to try and beat our top score, which is Wayne Brown with 120. Underneath that, we've got Mark Venus, David Sheepshanks, John Walk, and Russ on 75. Tommy Smith on 50, he's left-handed, had a right-handed club. Milt's on 20, me, Dozza, Butch and Captain Canary on big fat zeros. But that's fine. So you can take your time. You can the bigger scores are the smaller holes. The bigger scores are the bigger holes. So it's not the most fantastic playing service, but
What are these obstructions?
Brian Gunn Bobble, yeah. So here he is lining up his first shot. He's got 6 balls. Oh no! I think you can tell from the crowd that didn't go in. Number 2.
Hit the post.
Oh! It's harder than it looks, Fabio. Third one. Oh! Come on, crowd, give him some encouragement.
Go on, Fabio. Oh, Fabio Wardley.
Fab, one more.
If the rebound comes back, can he take it again?
No. This is the one.
Come on.
Yeah.
Go hard, go home, man.
You've got a good stance there, I have to say. Here we go. Oh! Give him a round of applause. One more. Yeah, one for luck.
That's reposition if you ever been in a position where most people have been knocked out looking at it. When the eyes open. There's still time.
I was going to say, this don't go in.
My eyes will be closed.
Oh! Never mind, not to worry. It's at this point, Fabio, I say that the best people are where you are. So me and Butch, for instance.
Yeah. That's what I want to say, don't It's me and Terry together, so I'll take that.
Yeah, we're strong. We're holding up the rest of the
Yeah, holding up the
board.
rest of them. Right, it's time to see what's happened on this day in history in ITFC's history books.
Right, the 8th of October from Dan Botton's Ipswich Town on this day. History, facts and figures from every day of the year. Right, Monday the 8th of October 1956. Dale Roberts, stalwart centre-back and future Ipswich coach, was born in Newcastle. The Geordie joined Atlanta Chiefs after 24 town appearances before finding success at Hull City. He returned to the club's coaching staff in '95, but as we all know, he sadly died of cancer in February 2003. Saturday, the 8th of October 1960, a 2-0 Division 2 win at the Valley over Charlton Athletic featured hotshot Ted Phillips scoring for the 8th consecutive game. That's not bad. Saturday, the 8th of October, this time 1988, a top-of-the-table Division 2 clash in Suffolk saw Town pip Manchester City 1-0 thanks to Jason Dezell. Skipper David Linigan was dismissed with 18 minutes remaining. And Tuesday, the 8th of October 2002, it was a dismal 3-0 defeat at Grimsby, which saw George Burley sacked as manager after an 8-year spell.
I remember that very clearly, yeah.
And Grimsby's always dismal. And that's all that happened on the 8th of October, according to Dan Button.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Well done.
So I've just had an email through from Man v Fat Mark. A wet and windy Friday night at Inspire Suffolk, but it didn't deter the Man v Fat lads as they lost another 5 kilograms as a group. Individual success for Town fans Tom Keensley and Michael Wellham, who both lost over 2 kilograms, and an excellent night for James Geeta, who gained his 15% weight loss certificate and has now lost over 2 stone since his time with us, which is amazing. Team name of the week from our first season back in 2017. He's gone back in the archives because they change every season. The favourite one from 2017 was Ham Salad Ice. Oh, come on, it's funnier than that, for goodness sake.
It's not really, but carry on.
Well, OK. This week's results, hopefully including the actual scores after last week's blooper, because we had one missing last week. So, Olympiacos 6, the Pink Panthers 3. Ips Chips Town 8, Watfood FC 5.
Yay! Go on the Chips.
The Blubber Blues 7, Portugal Fatsuma 7. And the Leighton Oreos 11, RB Liposuction 3. So there we are. That's from Man v Fat Mark. And well done to all those who are losing weight.
Is it possible? It's a Scottish March of the Day this weekend, starting at Motherwell. And Marty Royal is among the core team. So we wish everybody luck, just like we had luck. And hopefully for some of the walkers, they'll get a lift ahead of the other walkers like we did, Russell.
Yes, quite right. Pub crawl.
Pub crawl, yes.
Yes. They need a new manager, don't they?
Who?
Rangers.
Yes. Yep. What are you trying to say?
Nothing.
No. It's very
I wasn't saying anything. I was just
it's very observant of you, Mark.
Just making conversation, Terry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't
Russell
Russell
Martin?
For me, Fabio, will you?
Russell Martin used to be at Norwich.
He did.
He was at Rangers before, and he was at Southampton as well. He was crap all the time, but there we are.
Well, on that note, I think that's time to end this week's edition. Fabio Wardley, it's been brilliant to have you on the show. Will you come back with your belts at some point and show us your belts?
I will. Hopefully, in a few weeks, I'd have picked up a new one. So, yeah, I'll come back.
We've loved having you on the show.
Are they heavy, the belts?
They are, yes.
Really heavy?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, so a few days in the gym.
Yeah, well, you're okay.
I'll let you hold on to them.
Right, okay. Well, I hope I do. I hope there's many that I can't pick up. So
I think
it'd be great.
4, maybe 5 if I.
Do you get to keep them, or do you have to hand them back?
No, you get to keep them. Actually, well, there's one you don't get to keep, which is actually my favourite one, which is a little bit annoying, which is the British title. Not that one. That's the WBA. The British title is quite prestigious within boxing. It is what it is. It's the heavyweight title for British fighters, but it's a really nice looking belt. But there's a bit of a rule to it that you have to defend it 3 times, and then they'll let you keep it. But I want to have a bit of an argument with the boxing board about it, because I feel like I defended it 3 times because I had 2 wins and a draw, and the draw I still retained the belt and got to keep it. To me, I'm thinking that's technically a defence.
I think
so. It's a bit of a back and forth. So yeah, I'm trying to have a go on that one. But it is my favourite one. I didn't get to keep it. I've had to hand it back and relinquish it. But maybe I'll get in their ear and try and get hold of it.
Okay. Well, look, it's been really great to have you on the show.
Thank
you very much for coming, Fabio Wardley, everybody. And that's it for this week. Don't forget, if you want to come to our Christmas dinner, it's on December the 16th at Venue 16. Head to www.cancersupportsuffolk.co.uk. Click on events. Tables being sold already. Who's got tickets? Oh, clearly we've got to do a bit of work then. They're available now. Christmas dinner and Tony Mowbray, our special guest. So we'd love to see you there. We'll be back next week. Until then, it's Blue Army, everybody! Blue Army! Blue Army! Blue Army! Blue Army! Pitch TV production. Main sponsor, DPS Tech. Also supported by Lakens, all about hearing. Seckford Golf Club, Ashford Wright, John Keeble Cars, GBS Builders, Venue 16, The Hudson Group, Come Hither Design, Sound 4 Pro Audio, and Suffolk Sound. Our charities this year: Cancer Support Suffolk, Forget Me Not Golf, and Combat to Coffee.